What's up, guys? Welcome to Southern Hike. I'm Taylor, and today, as you've seen from the title, I might have already ticked you off and you're really curious about what I'm going to say in this video. Today we're talking about backpacking gear I'm not a fan of. So I want to go ahead and set this straight first that obviously we all have different tastes when it comes to our backpacking gear. So that's a good thing about this community, is that we're all able to share why we choose a piece of gear over another, but we also share why we don't choose a piece of gear, but another person or another backpacker might love that piece of gear. So today I thought it'd be cool to share with you some pieces of gear I don't personally use. I'm just not a fan of them, and they've just not worked out well for me. Some of them I've used, some of them I haven't, some of them I just didn't even touch because I just knew that they would not be one of my favorites. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Guys, again, I want to say thank you for being a part of this community. We appreciate all our subscribers. Our community continues to grow as we move into 2022. Just want to say thank you again. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into number one. So I know that a lot of thru hikers use these, and I understand why you use it. It's light, simple, and especially after a 20-mile day, it's easy to throw it down and not have to worry about blowing one up. And I already know what you're talking about now is a pad. I know that a lot of people in the community use the accordion style or the fold up pads. I personally do not like them. Honestly, just rather sleep on the ground. They have no R value. Yes, they might help you with some rocks and sticks, but to me, they're just completely uncomfortable. I don't even own any. I did when I was younger, when I first really started to dabble into backpacking and couldn't afford a sleeping pad or a inflating sleeping pad. But accordion style sleeping pads to me are just a waste, and I just don't use them. They're great for sit pads if you got one like that, or if you got a dog and you're putting in your tent. But for me, they're just not the type of sleeping pad I enjoy. Second one. Now, I feel like this can be a glamping item. You see a lot on Instagram, and a lot of people that really do a lot of backpacking don't use one because they realize it's not that useful. This is basically talking about, and I don't want to put them under the bus, like JetBull, MSR makes one. It's like an all-in-one stove and pot. Yes, I know they can be very useful. Yes, for car camping, they are a very great item to use. I owned one for a while. I do not own it anymore, but the all-in-one stoves, not only are they heavier, they also are very bulky, so they take up a lot of room in your pack. You see I don't have one right now because I don't want to use one, but yes, I do not like the all-in-one stoves. All right, third one. Now, a funny story about this one is that I had a buddy who went with me backpacking, and he had one of these. He filtered his water with it, and he went down to the creek because he was assured this was the best way to filter your water. He had 4 bottles. I had 4 bottles. I went down there with my Catadine Be-Free, or this would work with the Sawyer too, and I was able to fill all 4 of my bottles full of water before he filled one. And that's because he was using a pump water filter. Most people don't even use them nowadays, but some people still do, and I just not a fan of them. You literally can sit there and just pump all day, and you're already tired before you even started backpacking. So I don't know, I don't know why they even still sell them anymore. Yes, I know some of them are better as far as filtering if you're getting down to those itsy bitsy microns, but I just don't think it's really worth it, especially for how slow the rate of flow is on it. And I could just walk circles around anybody using one when I use any of my other filters. All right, now this one might upset a few people, and yes, I understand if you use this for a day hike, but the next one is hydration bladders, the ones that go inside your pack. As far as running a tube around, whether you be able to grab your water instantly when you need it. Guys, if you've done a multi-day trip, you know that these things can be a pain to keep filling up. You know that when you get home, they're a pain to clean, and you can't carry a lot of water with them, and they're just more weight on your back. Honestly, I've never liked bladders no matter what. Yes, they have their useful tools, especially if you're on a bike or if you're doing a day hike or if you're trail running, but for me, I do not like them for backpacking because they're just a pain to deal with, a pain to clean, and you got to keep up with them and keep everything on them clean so you don't get any bacteria. This is one that you have to use sometimes. I own one, I own 2 of them, but I will absolutely not use one unless they require one, and that is a bear canister. I don't know if you've ever used a bear canister, but they are the most pain in the butt things to be able to get in your pack, to find a pack that will actually fit in one if you're trying to carry a smaller pack, and also the amount of weight they are. I think my 450 is over 2.5 pounds, almost 2.5 pounds. Bear canisters, big, bulky, heavy. They drive me crazy. I'm doing another trip this year where I'm gonna have to have one, and I absolutely hate them. I'm not a fan of them, and I just do not like using bear canisters. I understand some people say that's the only way to go as far as dealing with bears, but I personally just use a bear bag and make sure I properly hang it. Last one, and I wanna do another one of these videos because there is others, but I didn't wanna make this video too long, but I think this is a funny one, and I've seen people use these, and I just think they're terrible, and that is tents that have the N style style door for the vestibule that comes out, called the doggy style door. Those tents are awful. I don't know if you've ever climbed in an outer one, but being able to have to climb into the end of the tent all the way down your sleeping pad, or kicking your feet to the end so your head's at the top, especially on some of them because they're slanted, is most worst thing that was ever designed for tents, in my opinion. I would never buy a tent that was set up like that. Doggy door tents are terrible, and I'm just not a fan of them. All right, guys, I thought these were some cool items that were just personal thoughts of mine. You don't have to trash me. If you'd like to trash me in the comments, by all means do it, but these are just personally things of my taste that don't fit as far as backpacking gear. I would love to hear which ones you don't like in the comments. Maybe we could do a future video when we talk about each person's different type of backpacking gear they're just not a fan of. I'd love to do that. And guys, again, make sure to like this video. That's one of the easiest ways to help us out, and we appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is our weekly video we do every Thursday, and we will see you next week.